Hey everyone, David here with the Fragrance Bros, of course your best source for everything fragrance related. Now today I'm bringing the second part in the series of best and worst in the house. In my last video I talked about the best from the house, which I thought was Ombre Nuit. Today I'm going to be talking about the worst from the house that I think is Dior's worst, and this one is Dior Homme 2020. Now before I start, of course, little disclaimer here, if you disagree with this, no problem. Feel free to disagree, let me know what you think is the worst from Dior, or let me know what you think Dior 2020 is like to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Dior makes a ton of fragrances, and they have a lot of really good ones, a lot of bangers, and a lot of really kind of clangers. So today I'm going to be talking about what I think is worst, but there's a lot of fragrances that could be here as the worst. So let me know what you think down below. All right, now I do not have the bottle of Dior Homme 2020 here, so I'm gonna have to kind of substitute it here with this shower gel that I have, but I must have gotten rid of the bottle because I can't find it. But I got a set here that had the bottle, it had the shower gel, and it had a deodorant as well. So I gave this deodorant to my son and he wears it, and since I'm not going to use it, he can put this to good use. So I have this as a reference for a scent, even though I don't have the full bottle here. And I also want to mention this. This is the original Dior Homme, which I'll just mention briefly here, but the bottles are kind of similar. Now, a little bit of history behind Dior Homme. Of course, Dior has been making men's fragrances for a long time, but the original Dior Homme, which is this one right here, came out in 2005. Now, notes in this one are lavender, sage, bergamot, iris, cacao, amber, cardamom, leather, Tahitian vetiver, and patchouli. Then they kind of relaunched it in 2011, and then finally the death knell was in 2020 when they released the 2020 version of Dior Homme. Now the notes in this one are bergamot, pink pepper, elemi, atlas cedar, cashmere or cashmere wood, patchouli, isoi super, Haitian vetiver, and white musk. And this one, oh man, was a big disappointment. Dior actually sent me the 2020 version whenever it came out, and they haven't sent me anything since because I really did not like this. And I don't know if it was just a coincidence or if they saw my review and just blacklisted me. I'm not really sure. Either way, I'm not ashamed of what I said in the review. It's a trash fragrance. It's just not a good fragrance, especially when compared to the original one right here. The original one was very different, and it was kind of a sign of its times. Now this one has kind of a lipsticky vibe, very irisy, sweeter, has a warmness to it with the tonka and leather and that kind of thing. I really love it, but it's not for everyone. This one was kind of a redesign, complete redesign, and it has nothing to do with the original one at all, which is really a shame. There's no iris in it at all. They completely gutted the iris, which I think is a shame here. And mostly what I get here is this really kind of staticky, very kind of crass woodiness in here. It's very sharp, it's very green. I get a lot of the isoi super, I get a good bit of the cashmere, some cedar, and some vetiver. Everything else is kind of amplifying those woody notes in the fragrance. And man, I am so disappointed in this fragrance. I know there are people out there who really like this. I cannot say that I understand because I don't really understand it. I think this is very cheap smelling. I don't think this is Dior quality. Dior is kind of the bastion of quality as far as these type of mainstream designer scents go, but this one was a big exception. I don't really know what happened, but the design of this completely changed for the worse. And now, like a lot of other fragrances by Dior, even the newer ones like Sauvage and most of the Sauvage flankers I think are really good, but the redesign of this I think is just terrible. It really kind of lost its identity in the shuffle. There's not really anything iconic about this scent anymore. It's just kind of a really sharp, woody, green scent, and that's it. It is still a little bit different than other fragrances out there, mostly because other fragrances are just copying everyone else. But no one wants to copy this one at all because it's not good. And that's kind of a shame too. Dior has often set the pack, and this one was not setting the pack. It was just making a fragrance that was a little bit more maybe modern, maybe more user-friendly or seeker-friendly. I'm not really sure. But in the process, they really made a bad fragrance in Dior Homme 2020.
With that, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fragrance X. Fragrance X is an online reseller that sells thousands of legitimate products for a discounted cost. If you're considering buying a fragrance, definitely check out Fragrance X. I'll have a link down below to them as well as a coupon. But also check out Rakuten.com. Rakuten.com is a website that offers you a rebate with every purchase that you make through their website. They actually have a deal with Fragrance X that offers you a certain percentage in rebates just by buying through Rakuten. So I'll have a link down below to them as well. Definitely check out Fragrance X and Rakuten together. Great.
But I would love to know what you think of Dior Homme 2020. Let me know down in the comments down below. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm David at the Fragrance Bros. Bye.